Hello. Hello. Um, this is the first I wanted to do a series of video logs, like a video journal kind of. It is, it's June 4th, 2019. I just got out of a very long, well, longish, like for what it was, like a 2-year relationship that was pretty abusive, and it was like narcissistic abuse, manipulation, and gaslighting, that kind of thing. I'm hoping that I can, if I do these regularly, they'll help with my recovery, and I can look. Sorry. Saying sorry to the video. I'm hoping that I'll be able to look back at these and like feel better and see some progress or something. Cause I've had a pretty rough year and a half. I don't even know where to start talking about it. So it's green tea. I had an ex. What is today's June 4th? Fuck, it's June 4th. Time is going by fast. She moved out like 2 days ago. I think yesterday was the first day that I was here alone. She left the day before that. So today is Tuesday, and she left on Sunday, and so I was here on Monday. This has affected me mentally pretty heavily. I have ADD, ADHD. I thought that I started to just dissociate. Oh, I got a Facebook message. I started to dissociate, which I've done before, but it started to happen more and more this last year, and it started to be more intense and longer, and I developed like some obsessive compulsive habits, and just generally was questioning myself. I was with somebody who she would blame everything on me and never take responsibility for anything, and get me into like dizzying arguments and wear me down until I admitted to whatever she would put in front of me, because she would start like rewarding me with being nice to me again when I caved. kind of just wanted to make her happy. And I started to believe that I was really the one responsible for everything, that I was losing my mind, or that I was not saying things correctly, or that my memory wasn't working right, and that I needed to listen to what she said, her versions of events. And she literally told me that more than once. Which is what really initially made me go, like, am I being literally gaslighted? And to start looking for answers. And I found out about narcissistic abuse, and that picture fit perfectly. The more that I looked at it, the more that I realized that that's what she'd been doing to me. Everything fit, and then things from the past in our relationship that I didn't understand, that like I just went like, well, that's interesting. That's kind of weird that she would say that, because it doesn't seem consistent with her general demeanor, but especially during when things were good with us, like she would say things sometimes that every once in a while that were just off. And I started to have those moments pop up in my head once I started learning about narcissistic abuse and watching YouTube videos about it, reading stuff about it, watching lectures by clinical psychologists, and like these little moments would pop into my head. And they fit perfectly, whereas before they had just been kind of sitting out there in space, like making no sense, and they were just in my memory, and they just popped in my head, like, oh, that's why she did that. And when I was discovering all this and figuring it out, I was still living here with her. She broke up with me like 2 months before she moved out, but we still had a lease together. And she just deliberately and in a calculated way messed with my head for that entire 2 months, and then I found out that she'd really been doing that to me all along. That the part of our relationship where things were good, it was something called like the idealization phase. She like saw me as like this perfect person or something. Who gave her something that she thought she would never have, and then when that was over, and it was around the time when it really started to fall apart, when we moved in together, I just became this like horrible person to her. No matter what I did, it was never enough to fix it. She would literally tell me, you need to do this, and then I'll feel like, I'll start to feel calm again, I'll feel warm toward you. And, you know, she had like stopped giving me all forms of affection, like, not just like sexual stuff, like, I don't, you know, think that that's something someone has to give you in a relationship, but like everything, like, she was very cold, and she would never initiate affection. She was distant. She did things like all these techniques and things that are listed in these lists of like things narcissists do. Like, it's such a like uniform set of things, and they kind of like, you know, say there could be things on this list, and it's pretty much everything on the list. It was things that she did, like triangulation, trying to get me to be jealous of other people, and I'm sure she was cheating on me. Like, they apparently cheat on people a lot, which, you know, whatever. Like, at this point, she's betrayed me so heavily that that's just like a drop in the bucket. It all hurts, but in triangulation, you just like try to make somebody jealous of another person, and you play them off of each other. And it doesn't even have to be a person. She did it to me with her cat. I love her cat. Her cat is amazing. I miss the cat a lot. I wanted with that cat for 2 years, and then she moved out. The cat, not that I expected to have the cat. And the cat's the only, like, she can love the cat. She doesn't have to stop. This is something about narcissism. She doesn't have to stop idealizing the cat. The cat's like a perfect slate she can project onto. And the cat will never disappoint her in that way. And, you know, that's cool. I'm glad she has the cat. But I really miss the cat. But she would come home and she would like, and I was waiting for her to come home because I was like excited to see her, because I kind of like was all fucked up to where like whatever she'd done to me, whatever brainwashing shit she did, I mean, I know specifically what it was. There were a lot of techniques she used, like trauma bonding and things like that. And the more I find out about this stuff, the more I realize she was doing these things to me. But I was excited to hear her come home, and she would like look at the cat and go, hi, hey, and she'd turn to me to go, hi, or hey. And I was like, you know, whatever. I don't expect her to like talk to me like she does the cat, but like, even when I said something about it that it was kind of weird, or that it bothered me, or that it seemed like mean in a passive aggressive sort of way, she got angry, like she did about a lot of things. Now I'm just alternating between being like relieved because she had me on my toes all the time in different ways, and I still haven't even figured them out. Stuff keeps popping into my head. I need to do all this. I already have a list of like 50 things on it or something. And the thing that really scares me too is that I don't think she's done with me. Like, it's very characteristic of people in this kind of abuse to come back for you, to like try to suck you back into some kind of like a short-term fling, or to mess with you any way they can. She's at my roller derby league. Like, she knows that I want to go back there, and she knows I'm going to have to see her there, and she knows that I'm going to have to see people who know her. I don't know what she's told people about me. Apparently smearing people is common. She made some incredibly outlandish, like, accusations at me, and it was all so fucking calculated. I'm still kind of shocked by just the magnitude of the cruelty involved in this. And the fact that the fact that people who do this kind of stuff do it because they need to. They have a need to do it. They can't stop. If they don't do it, then they feel like they're dying. And there were so many things I did for her, like some things she demanded in specific ways. Like she wanted the kitchen counter clean every night before I went to bed. The kitchen counter, the kitchen floor, mopped and swept, and her table cleaned off. Like even if it was like, I didn't mess it up, it was my job to do it. And she insisted that I do it. Like that was a chore that she really wanted me to do. She said it made her calm, and she was telling me that she was autistic. I don't know if that's true or not, because she said that the lack of clutter made her calm, but like her entire room was trashed all the time. Her bedroom was trashed all the time, and like other things, like it just wasn't consistent. All these things that she asked for, that she demanded I do, like weren't consistent. And so I don't know, but I do know that she said it made her calm, and what I think made her calm was the supply, the narcissistic supply, which is like whenever she can get somebody under her control, make them do something, or like control them, hurt them, like which is just basically another form of control, like then she gets like a little rush, or she gets like a little something that she needs, like it's almost like a drug, and she can't live without it. So she needs to do this to people, like, and someone did things to her that made her like this. It's just too much to take all this. I still don't, like, I'm still just trying to absorb it. And like a couple people I've reached out to have been very helpful. Like people have been through the same things, they totally understand it, but most people don't fucking have a clue what I've been through. My mom is like this. Like I didn't realize that this was like a name for what she was like her whole personality. She's always been like this since I was born, and that's probably why I'm susceptible to people like this. And I've dated several people who I think were like this too, were narcs, but they weren't as smart as this last one. She had me drinking the Kool-Aid. She like had me believing, and when I would come to my senses and realize no, like she's abusing me, like I would fight it, and I would fight it because like she expressed such displeasure with it when I would bring her, like when I go to her and say, no, this is what's happening, she would get super pissed and like punish me for it, and then like all these different ways, like withdrawing more affection from me, or going further from me, or just like not talking to me for a day or two, or like, and she would say that, like, and one time she even said like, oh, this is, when I came to her with something that she was like, this isn't, I don't want to talk to this Miranda, I want to talk to nice Miranda, I want to talk to the Miranda who loves me. she was like trying to like fracture my personality more or bury that part of me that questioned her. And she was getting there. If she hadn't dumped me, I might have never looked this up. I don't know why. Like, they do discard people often eventually, but like, I don't know why that was the time she chose to do it. Like, maybe I wasn't as good of a source of supply because it was hard to provoke me because I didn't yell very often. Like, I don't think I ever yelled at her. I very often, like, got into arguments with her, but I would rarely even ever talk to her close to like the tone that she is with me, and I would tell her like if I talked to you like this, you would lose your shit on me, like, and you still tell me that I'm being disrespectful to you all the time. All these little things, like I knew that they were happening and I tried to question them, but I never saw it as part of one big complete picture until like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and started putting it all together. And now, like, here I am, I'm alone, you know. The first day when I came home and all the stuff was gone was really hard. I was talking to some people and all her stuff was gone. I mean, her room's empty and it just, her room freaks me out right now. Like, it's just an empty room, but I feel like maybe I should have moved somewhere else. My friend Rainy came over and stayed with me in the night, and oh my god, and like, we just like, you know, we're just like, we used to date, but we're like platonic now, like, and but we like, you know, cuddled, we like slept together in the same bed, and just that human contact was amazing. Like, I had been so starved for human contact. I slept in an extra 3 hours just to lay with her because it was like, because it just felt amazing. And like, this is what she had been doing to me, like isolating me, keeping me free from like any kind of, not giving me any kind of kindness or sweetness or warmth or human affection, but also like engineering it in ways that I didn't understand so that I wouldn't seek it out, or making it difficult for me to seek it out. She was so fucking sneaky. It was amazing. So yeah, now I'm here alone, and the first day, the day that she left was really hard. The day after that, yesterday, was today was a little easier, and actually last night was not bad at all. I'm starting to realize that this is not going to be as hard as the past couple months with her since she dumped me have been, because seeing her constantly like filled me with these feelings, and also like this, I felt this feeling of peace last night. I realized like I haven't been on edge the way that I had been for a whole year and a half. Like, she just had me freaked out all the time that I would do something wrong. And it was affecting me. It was affecting my health, my mental health, my physical health. I don't know when I'm going to start eating again like I used to. Like, I haven't been eating that much. Like, I have maybe one meal a day, and it's not a very big one. 1 meal a day and then snack or something. I've lost so much weight, none of my clothes fit me. Everything's still kind of foggy, and like I vacillate between all these feelings all day long, and I still can't focus on anything but this. Like, I don't know how long this is gonna go on. I gotta go to school, you know, I gotta study, I gotta get things done. I can't sit around here thinking about her all the fucking time, and I don't know when she's gonna try to come back because I still have some of her stuff that she left here, and she left her hair iron here, her straightening iron, which is something that she uses every day. And she's a very, very intelligent, very diligent, very detail-oriented person. I don't think she left it here on purpose. She said, when we said goodbye to each other, I have a feeling I'll be seeing you again soon. You know, and I was thinking, God, I hope I don't have to see you again. But even then, I knew that, like, if I go back to the roller derby, I have to see her because she's at my league. I'm really afraid of what she's gonna do. She could get me kicked out. She says she can say whatever she wants about me. People will believe her. I've already been kicked out of that fucking league once. Next time I'm gonna pay more attention to those red flags because I did see red flags. I hope. Like, I did see red flags and I... Just next time I'm gonna listen to my instincts when it comes to this kind of thing and not be afraid to leave somebody. Not be afraid that I can't find anybody else. I don't want to be with another person like this ever again. I don't know if I would survive another relationship like this. And it's not even over yet. If everything that I've seen, that I've read, that she's indicated is right. It's just really fucked up. It's unspeakably cruel, and I'm just shocked. It's sad. I think this is probably a good first entry. This is, what, 27 minutes and 30 seconds. I guess I should try to, like, come up with a specific thing to talk about tomorrow related to this so that I don't repeat things over and over again, because I might, because of the way my brain is right now and the way that I forgot. Anyway, good night.